welcome to the garage. Today, we're tackling one of the most frustrating issues a car owner can face: electrical problems. They can be elusive, intermittent, and sometimes seem impossible to pinpoint. But with a systematic approach and a few basic tools, you can diagnose many common electrical faults right in your driveway. We're going to demystify the process, helping you understand the symptoms, the tools, and the techniques to get your car's electrons flowing correctly again. Before we even think about touching wires, safety is paramount. Always ensure your vehicle is parked on a level surface with the parking brake engaged. Disconnect the negative terminal of your car's battery before performing any significant electrical work to prevent accidental shorts or shocks. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses and gloves. Electricity can be dangerous, so proceed with caution and awareness. To effectively diagnose electrical issues, you'll need a few essential tools. The most crucial is a digital multimeter, which measures voltage, current, and resistance. A 12-volt test light is also invaluable for quick checks of power and ground. You'll want a set of wire strippers and crimpers, various electrical connectors, and some extra wire. A good flashlight, a reliable car repair manual for your specific vehicle, and some sandpaper or a wire brush for cleaning terminals will round out your kit. Understanding the basics of electricity is key. We're primarily dealing with three concepts: voltage, amperage, and resistance. Voltage is the electrical pressure that pushes current through a circuit. Amperage is the actual flow rate of that current. Resistance is the opposition to that flow. Think of it like water in a pipe. Voltage is the water pressure, amperage is the flow rate, and resistance is anything narrowing the pipe. Ohm's law governs their relationship, meaning if one changes, at least one other must too. Electrical problems often manifest through distinct symptoms. A no-start condition, where the engine cranks but won't turn over, or no sound at all, is a common one. Dim or flickering lights, whether headlights or interior lights, can indicate a charging system issue or a poor connection. Intermittent failures of accessories like power windows, radio, or wipers often point to loose connections, failing switches, or corroded wiring. A consistently dead battery, even after charging, is another classic sign of an underlying electrical drain. Your car's battery is the heart of its electrical system and often the first place to start diagnosing. Begin with a visual inspection. Look for corrosion on the terminals, cracks in the casing, or any signs of leaks. Then, use your multimeter to check the battery's voltage. With the engine off, a fully charged battery should read around 12.6 volts. If it's significantly lower, say below 12.2 volts, the battery might be discharged or failing. Next, we move to the charging system, primarily the alternator. A healthy alternator keeps your battery topped up while the engine is running. To test it, start the car and measure the battery voltage with the engine idling. It should read between 13.5 and 14.7 volts. If the voltage doesn't increase or stays below 13 volts, your alternator might not be charging properly. Revving the engine slightly should not cause a significant drop in this voltage. If your car isn't starting, the starter motor is a prime suspect. Listen carefully when you turn the key. If you hear a rapid clicking sound, it often indicates a low battery, preventing the starter from engaging properly. If there's a single, loud click, it might be a problem with the starter solenoid or a stuck starter motor. No sound at all could point to a faulty ignition switch, a blown fuse, or a completely dead starter motor. Fuses and relays are critical safety devices designed to protect electrical circuits from overcurrent. Fuses are typically transparent, allowing for a visual inspection of the filament, but always test them with a multimeter for continuity. Relays, which are essentially electrical switches, are trickier to test directly but can often be swapped with an identical, known good relay from another circuit to see if the problem resolves. Consult your owner's manual for fuse box locations and diagrams. Wiring harnesses and connections are frequently overlooked but are a common source of electrical issues. Visually inspect all accessible wiring for signs of fraying, cracking, or insulation damage. Pay close attention to connectors, pull them apart and look for corrosion, bent pins, or loose terminals. A thin layer of dielectric grease can help prevent future corrosion. Wiggle test wires while the circuit is active to see if the problem is intermittent. Your multimeter is your best friend for detailed electrical diagnosis. To check for voltage drop, connect the negative lead to a good ground and the positive lead to various points along the live circuit. Any significant drop indicates excessive resistance, often due to a poor connection or corroded wire. For continuity, ensure the circuit is de-energized, then touch the probes to each end of a wire or component. A reading near 0 ohms indicates a continuous path. A 12-volt test light offers a quicker, albeit less precise, way to check for power and ground. Connect its alligator clip to a known good ground, then touch the probe to a power source. If the light illuminates, there's power. To check for a good ground, connect the alligator clip to a known good power source and touch the probe to the suspected ground point. If the light illuminates, you have a good ground connection. A parasitic draw is when something continues to draw power from the battery even when the car is off, leading to a dead battery overnight, or after a few days. To find it, disconnect the negative battery cable and connect your multimeter in series between the battery's negative post and the negative cable, set to measure amperage. A normal draw is usually under 50 milliamps. If it's higher, start pulling fuses one by one, watching the multimeter. When the draw drops significantly, you've found the faulty circuit. Many car electrical problems involve specific components beyond the main power delivery systems. For instance, a malfunctioning window switch, a faulty sensor in the engine bay, or a shorted wire within an accessory can cause localized issues. Diagnosing these often involves checking for power and ground at the component, and then testing the component itself for continuity or correct resistance values, often by comparing to factory specifications. For complex issues, a wiring diagram is indispensable. These diagrams show the complete electrical paths, component locations, wire colors, and splice points. Learning to read them allows you to trace a circuit from its power source, through its switches and components, to its ground. Many online resources and service manuals provide these diagrams, which can save hours of frustrating guesswork. Diagnosing car electrical problems requires patience, a systematic approach, and a good understanding of the basics. Always start with the simplest checks and gradually work your way to more complex diagnostics. If you've followed these steps and are still stumped, or if the problem involves critical safety systems like airbags or ABS, it's always best to consult with a qualified automotive technician. They have advanced diagnostic tools and training to tackle the most stubborn electrical gremlins.